Spooky, why'd you make us watch this medical drama?
Wow.
Reasons.
Wow.
It's a very iconic show. But I guess to start, what do you guys think I think of it?
I'm gonna just say
you already told us.
I'm entirely on Spooky's side here. Gamb is the odd one out. I've seen this. I love this fucking anime, and I know you love this anime.
What do you think, Gamb?
Yeah, what do you mean, what do I think? You outright told us multiple times while we were watching it, and after we finished recording the commentary, that you absolutely love this and are incredibly nostalgic for this. I think it's... I don't think it's like your favorite anime of all time, but I think it's like... I'd say it's probably in your top 10, if not, it's the kind of anime that you think back to and you will probably never forget watching. It might not be one that you're constantly thinking about, but like, you have a strong relationship with it.
So what would you guys do if I told you that I think Angel Beats is incredibly average? I'm middle of the road on it.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, very.
I guess it doesn't
very.
help that I fucking love this anime,
Yeah.
so I guess I'm very up there. Like, this holds like nostalgia and stuff for me because this is one of the first animes I watched from beginning to end with Max, and like we cried over it a little bit, and it was just like.
I'm just gonna say that's gonna make my rating of this a lot easier to swallow then.
Alright, well.
So I think we have the interesting thing about this discussion is this is the first time we've had like just 3 different levels entirely. My thing with Angel Beats, right, is that I love the emotional part of it. I love the like more drama, like here's their backstories, here's like the sad things, here's, you know, whatever. I don't like the rest. I don't like the other half of it, like basically at all. I'm like, you can take all of like the action bits and everything else that they decided to do and throw it out the fucking window. Like, I like the comedy for the most part. There's some very misplaced comedy, but for the most part, I'm like cool with the comedy, and I like the emotional scenes and like those bits of it. But yeah, the rest of it, I'm just like, fuck that. Like, so that's what makes it middle of the road. It's a very like, it's not that I think all
what's
of this
good
subject,
is good and what's bad is mediocre.
Yes, and that's how I feel about it. So, yeah. So I guess let's hop into episode summaries here.
I'm so hurt, Spooky. I thought we were the same person.
I'm sorry. I really like the parts that I like. I think they're fantastic, and if the whole show was that, I would have like really loved it. But
I want you to literally know. I want you to open up my notes real quick that I sent Spooky and look at the first line of notes that I wrote down.
Yeah, the first line is, you're breaking Dia's heart here. I'm glad you're doing it first before I do.
I'm sorry. But listen. Like I said, I like parts of it a lot. No. And I think part of it suffers from not having enough episodes. I think if it would have been double the length.
Yeah, keep twisting the knife, yeah.
This isn't twisting the knife. Me saying I think there should have been more of it isn't me insulting it. I'm saying I think it would have just done better with more episodes.
So you're saying it could have been way
so
better.
I want
Thanks.
More.
Stop twisting the knife, Spooky.
Okay, I will. Okay.
The literal first line of my notes was, "I love this anime." Smiley face. And I said that
Gamb's upset by everything.
Yes, everything in the intro. There's lots of guns, lots of weapons, whatever, and we see our protag waking up on the floor, and he doesn't know where he is, and he can't remember anything. And there's this girl nearby, and she has a sniper rifle, and welcome to the not dead yet battlefront. That's a mouthful. And please enlist with us. You're dead. This is the afterlife. And also, that's a real gun, so they can do a fight against a white-haired girl named Angel. I am slurring the fuck out of my words tonight. He wants to go talk to Angel, and she's like, no, don't do that. And then a blue-haired boy runs up with another gun, and he's like, you enlisted him, right? Cool, let's go kill them. And they're like, So he just leaves and goes to talk to her. And he's like, hey, they're aiming a gun at you. And they're saying that you're an angel. And they're like, I'm not. and I'm the student body president, and I think you should not go to a hospital because there are none, because everyone here is dead. People that generally have an accident come here with a hurt head, which gives them amnesia. That's actually a thing in this world. So then Angel turns her arm into a sword and fucking stabs him. And then that's the anime.
Oh, that's the end of it. So what would you rate it, dear?
Like an 8 out of 10. So he wakes up in bed alive, but his shirt is all bloody and everything, but he has no scar, which is weird. So then another guy shows up with the halberd, and he's really upset with the protagonist. So he beats the shit out of protagonist and kills him again, and then leaves. And then he goes to talk to the principal and gets slapped with a giant comedic hammer and killed again. But then he's alive again, so it's okay. And he's sleeping on a couch in the Battlefront's office. And if he gets killed, he might be reborn as some weird bug, and everyone's like, you really shouldn't want to be obliterated. Like, if that happens, like, Buddhism, reincarnation, we don't know what's going to happen. We're alive now.
What is their aversion to being reborn as, like, a fly or a barnacle? Like, what's wrong with that?
The main thing is that they're alive now in this place, or, like, they're at least conscious of what they are in this place, and they're still them. And they want to stay them.
Yeah, and
that's pretty much what it is.
The big thing about this, Gamb, and it's something that you didn't really get fully, is that where they are is specifically for kids who had really fucked up childhoods.
Oh yeah, no, I wrote that down.
Okay.
In, I think my chapter 9 summary, where it's like, wait, hang on.
Where it literally summarizes everything.
Yeah, where.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
So they're all here because of trauma and solving trauma and being at peace, letting them fully pass on, cool, fine, whatever.
Yeah, so this lets them, like, get to be the versions of them that they know without that shit attached to it before they move on to their next life.
Yeah.
So...
No, I kind of understood that premise when it got to it. I was just like, I wish it kind of started with...
It does literally in episode 2, you get that information. But, we didn't watch
episode 1 is literally just to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
And my favorite fucking character is there, and his name is TK, and I fucking love him. And
I love that TK's like, I'm gonna kiss you. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck, dude?
He just has random English lines because he doesn't speak any language other than, like, song lyrics. And it's fucking amazing, and I love TK so much. And I'll bring up TK's shit later. If he gets killed, he might be born as, like, a shrimp, and they're like, I don't want that. And they aren't sure about anything, but they believe in reincarnation, so they might be shrimps. And then Protag's like, yeah, sure, I'll join. But secretly, he's only joining until he gets his memory back. And then they introduce Protag to everybody here, and there's a lot more people in the school that are working with them. They're just kind of, like, sprinkled throughout the area. They're not all together.
Sleeper agents.
Yeah, sleeper agents. They're all part of the class SSS. And apparently there's a ton of students here that don't really exist, and if they attend classes or act like students, they're going to be obliterated. And the people that don't really exist, they call them NPCs. They're really, really well made. They can even have enemas, but they don't really have feelings or anything. And Angel obeys all the rules of the world, but she doesn't seem to have any emotions, which is strange. And one person believes in God, but they haven't seen him. And Angel has no comment about God, apparently. They've asked her. So they give...
When asked, Angel replied, no comment.
No comment. So they give Protag a gun. Like, hey, use this, shoot her in the legs. And then they turn off all the lights and have a lovely PowerPoint presentation about the Operation Tornado that they're going to do. Which is to blow away all the students' meal tickets so that they're not being normal students... and so that they can stay here longer, basically. And Protag is going to be sent to the group that helps block Angel from stopping them. So K-pop band goes and starts playing in the cafeteria, and makes mosh pits, and then Protag is face to face with Angel, of course, because she decided to go that direction down the bridge to see him. And he's ready to shoot her, but then he can't. But then he can, but then he can't. And then he does, and it doesn't fucking do anything. And Angel pulls out her hand knife again and starts to, like, walk after him. But then the entire crew comes to the rescue, and they're all here to gun her down. Woohoo! But the bullets are all deflecting off of her, so that sucks. But with everything that they throw at her, including an RPG, she's still standing. So they turn the fans on, and everyone's meal tickets blow away. Ha ha! And then everyone's having lunch, and he's thinking about what happened last night. And then that was pretty much the episode.
Yeah. Can I just say, we didn't watch the episode, but there's an episode later on where because there's a period where Angel isn't the student council president, because they think that she was like, it was like a big ruse against her or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she's like really sad, and all she wants is to go get a meal ticket of her favorite food, and it's Operation Tornado's happening again, and her meal ticket blows away, and it's like the saddest fucking thing. Like she's like, man, I'm depressed. I just want this Mabu tofu, and then her ticket blows away, and then she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can I mention TK's story because he's my favorite?
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up later.
He was an American citizen who fell in love with the daughter of a Yakuza boss. He found out, kidnapped them both, threw them into cells underground. Their cells were right next to each other, but soundproofed, so neither knew that they were there. They were starved for 1 week, and then they brought them out and told TK, like, if you stop dancing, she's going to start losing parts of her bodies one by one, toes, fingers, blah, blah, blah. He danced for 5 days, apparently, until his body was able to move, and then his girlfriend died by the end of the week. And TK was then tortured to death, and his death was drawn out over the course of 1 month, and he lost his entire memory, remembering only the English sentences that his girlfriend had learned, which is like, I kiss you, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fucking so sad.
Yeah, and that's never explained in the anime. That's either manga only or visual novel only. I
believe it's visual novel.
Yeah, so that's fun.
I fucking love TK.
I was like, yeah, TK had to have had kind of a silly backstory, right? And then I read it.
No.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Nope.
Anyway, episode 9.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's me.
That is you.
So, I'm kind of glad we didn't have me do the first one, because I kind of... Wait, or was it one of these episodes I just kind of stopped writing what was going on and just started writing my thoughts about what was going on. So, I've just written, okay, episode 9. We open up, I'm like, I'm gonna watch the intro, see if I can pick up on anything now that I get the basic gist of what's going on. I ended up not paying attention. I was like, okay, yep, that's an anime intro, stuff's happening, it's like, stuff's flying by so fast, it's like, if I focused, I could probably try to figure it out, but it's like, I don't care. And then we get a whole heap of exposition about something with guilds and clones, and someone's in a coma, and it's alright, it wasn't really Canada, it was evil Canada, but Canada is... it took me like halfway through the episode to like, is that Angel's actual name?
Yeah,
Canada? Okay. So yeah, it's like, I don't even remember who Canada is. I thought the person in the coma was the leader. I was like, okay, she's in a coma now. It turned out I was wrong, it was Canada. Then Sheena talked, that means it's a grave situation, because that proved to everyone that shit's going down, someone's in a coma, things are bad, but the person who never talks has just spoken, so that's how we know it's really bad. And then I noticed, oh hey, that's Naruto from fucking Persona 4 just chilling out on the couch.
Yep.
It's not, but I can dream.
Looks like him.
Then we cut to some more people talking about deleting stuff from a computer and removing power, and we should just shoot the computer. It's like, no, computers can be replaced. There's more in the computer room. So, okay, don't know what you're doing with data on a computer, but I'm sure it's something to do with what's going on. Maybe they're in a simulation of some sort.
They were taking away Angel's powers, basically.
Yeah, that's right, they did say that. And then, I don't know who said this or why or what the context is, but I've just written down in all caps, who will God side with?
Oh, that was the leader talking about Angel waking up, because they were worried about if Angel woke up, would she be the old Angel that was, like, attacking them, or...
That's right,
Because,
okay.
yeah, the arc that you missed there was that Angel programs her own abilities and accidentally fucked up in programming one, and it made a bunch of clones of her.
Okay. I think it was... Oh yeah, okay, that's what I wrote in the first episode. I was like, is this a simulation of some kind? Angel seems to have zeros and ones, maybe not a computer simulation, but some type of cosmic simulation. So I guess I was kind of right with that. So then we cut to Redhead Man from the beginning. Don't know his name, don't care. He wakes up, talks about missing his entrance exam or something. It's really dark, I can't really see what's going on. It's like, oh, is it a... I thought it was a bus initially, but Spooky corrected me, and it's a train filled with dead children.
How dare you think it was a bus?
I'm so sorry. So he's waking up disoriented.
It isn't just children, but they make a very bad attempt at showing the difference in adults and kids.
Yeah, Doll is like child but lipstick and high heels.
So he goes outside of the train, sort of like tries to just orient himself, figure out what's going on. And, oh no, they're in a tunnel, and the tunnel's collapsed on top of the train. That explains everything. I'll call for help. Oh no, no signal. Shucks. And then we get a montage of him and some other guy helping some people. Hell yeah, everyone's staying alive, and no one's gonna die at all. Woohoo! And then we get all these people getting medical care and, like, getting out of the train, and we see there's a pirate there. He's pretty cool. And so this main redhead dude says he'll go find a way out. He'll go the opposite way. He takes like 5 steps and then finds out, nope, the other side is caved into. They're trapped completely. And then he falls to the ground in pain because he gets a real bad stomach ache. And then it reveals his stomach has some type of massive blunt force trauma by the looks of it, and he's probably got internal bleeding, and he's probably going to die without any sort of medical help. And everyone's panicking, and he's like, help will come, and then in brackets I've just written, no it won't. And then day 2, the rationing has begun of all the resources that they've got, of all the food and water. I give it 5 days max. I meant 5 days from day 2, so technically I was correct. And then they spoke about how much food and water they actually had, and I was like, okay, maybe only 2 days. They barely had any food or water, and so then everything gets worse when a thief steals the water and tries to run away, but there's nowhere to go, so why are you stealing? Like, what is your end goal here, buddy? He trips, or someone tackles him or stops him, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
To be fair, I think he was going crazy and basically was like, why don't I just get rid of the water because it doesn't matter, we're all going to die anyway, to speed this up. But that's still fucking dumb.
Yeah, well, I guess the thing is, like, if like, that's probably what he was thinking, but, like, why would he run away and then get rid of it? Why not? Like, just if no one noticed him take the bag and still he started running, why not just pour it out right there?
I feel like he was
but anyway,
probably just trying to hide it for himself, right? So he could survive, like, outlive them?
Maybe. I don't know, it doesn't matter, because what happens is a lot of water's gone now, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 we're all gonna die anyway. Well, yeah. And so the leader dude is like, I'm gonna be self-sacrificial, that's my water that's gone. Everyone else gets the same amount of water, the blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, help will come, in brackets, no it won't. Day 3, someone's gonna die, hell yeah! And then someone actually died. Oh no, it's the pirate, he's dead. The pirate that I liked is dead. Nothing has changed, they're all gonna die. Day 7, we get some type of flashback from the main character. Everyone's laying on the ground dying. And the main character seems to be flashing back to who I assume is like a young sister or something, a sibling, or someone real close to him. Real sick in hospital and basically talking about needing a donor so she can get out of there. And it compels him to finally ask for a pen from the other guy laying near him. pulls out his health card and marks down that he'll be a donor when he dies. And it inspires everyone around him who's also dying to pull out their own health cards and mark down that they too will be a donor when they die in 5 minutes' time. And then we get light breaking through the tunnel because, oh my god, help has actually come, but Red Man's dead. And that's how he arrived in this place that we call some type of purgatory simulation. And he's now remembered everything before he died, so, oh shit. That's when I realized it was actually Angel who was in the coma, and I was like, oh, okay. Angel's cool. Everyone who comes here was fully unable to enjoy their childhood because of some type of event or trauma or etc. Basically, this entire place exists to save young souls. Canada is Angel, who is an angel. That's when, I wrote the line about the whole trauma thing. And then, like, it cuts to them, main dude and a couple of other people from that SSS club in some type of detention, I guess? Writing something? And they're like, oh, someone ratted us out. How dare they rat us out? And then it flashes back to Redhead Man with Angel, Canada, being like, I want you to still be the student body president, but I'll tell you what to do from now on. So I don't know, and then like that was the end of the episode.
He basically wants her to keep distracting everybody so he can send people off to heaven, basically to get them to move on. Or hell, whichever. Because...
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation. Because he basically realizes that if they no longer feel like any residual feelings like something hadn't happened or something to that effect, they will leave. And so he's like, I'm a doctor, I always wanted to help people, this is how I'm going to help people. So.
Huzzah!
Got anything to add, Spooky?
No, not yet.
No.
I'll wait till after.
It's episode 12.
Right. Yay!
Big jump, again.
Black sludge creatures are everywhere, dear. Woo! Oh
no! Woo!
Touch me!
Shadow monsters,
Anyway.
my favorite.
So we see Angel, she's got some wings now, and then everyone's in the principal's office talking, and Canada is working hard and everyone needs to meet up, and Protag walks outside and the K-pop band is there, and they're like, hey, we lost 2 of our vocalists, one of them fucking sucked, but thanks, and then they all disappear. So they've all moved on.
Alright, R.I.P. Yui, my second favorite character.
Yeah. Oh my god. Everyone needs to enjoy the youth that they never had, and have fun. Oh. So now there's 3 people together, and it includes Persona 5 and blue-haired guy and Protag. And then they're getting attacked by shadow monsters, and they're everywhere, so let's shoot them. And Noda is here to help, and then everyone is here to help, and TK is here to help. Woohoo! Kiss you!
Knocking on heaven's door.
Knocking on heaven's door. Oh my god. Everyone is ready for a fucking fight, and Black Belt characters even apparently lost a ton of weight, and is now ready to fight.
We didn't even mention there's a character who was a black belt who was kind of like a big, burly dude, but now he's thin because he trained on a mountain with no food.
Yeah. Female protagonist is going through some mines side to side and shoots down some monster men, and the group is being surrounded, and then female protag meets a really old miner down in the mines and the cave and gives her an auto shotty. So, okay, cool. And basically when the ghosts touch NPCs, they turn into more ghosts, but when the ghosts touch the crew, they turn into NPCs. So, you know.
Oh no!
Oh no! Female... Yeah, fuck me, I'm sorry. Female protag is thinking about how they could have been friends in the real world, but then more shadows appear, and then Angel comes in to save her. Nice. But then we cut to female protagonist in a classroom, trying to figure out what's going on. She, like, even goes to the bathroom for a second. She's, like, thinking about stuff. And she's daydreaming, and she doesn't really understand why she's in class. And she's just like, oh, boys. And then we see, when she looks away from the window, someone in the background is fighting some shadows. But when she looks, they're gone. And she doesn't remember the name of the classmate talking to her either. So she's like, huh, that's weird.
It's this girl listening to this.
Yes. The girl listening to this is already dead. You know who you are.
Oh.
Oh no. That's me.
Hey, wake up.
Don't. Stop.
Person listening to this.
Wake up. Please, we need you. So she stands up and is like, huh, this is weird. This is a really nice, happy environment, but I should be okay with the life that I had and accept the good parts and the bad parts. And so then the entire classroom disappears and a wave of shadows wash in, and she's like, oh god, I'm drowning, but then male protag grabs her hand and she's saved, woohoo! And then they go up a ladder back through a tunnel, and there's a bunch of monsters there, maybe guarding something? So Angel flies in and just fucking kills everything. And everybody goes in, but there's more. So female protag decides to go on her own while everybody defends her. And female protag finds the computer room and goes inside. And there's a bunch of PCs in here monitoring vitals of NPCs and everybody. And we see the giant smart man that isn't smart without his glasses. Whoa! He was, this wasn't brought up. He was turned into an NPC in a previous episode.
Yeah, by one of the shadow monsters.
Yeah.
Not glasses, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Look, he's actually not terrible in his own episodes. Protag is basically told that, like, everything in here was made and the shadows are here to reset everything because if someone's in love, then the world is going to change, and love shouldn't exist because you disappear if you love someone. And if there's love in this world, it would be a total Eden instead of a purgatory. Like, that's a bad thing. And then Angel is the one that was in love, but then forgot about it, so she's the bug in the system. And the shadows are here to...
No.
I thought it was Angel. Was it not her?
No.
Female
It wasn't
protag.
Canada?
I thought they said Angel was the bug.
No. So, essentially, a bug like that can only happen when someone who's not supposed to be in the purgatory is in the purgatory. And that was the main character, wasn't supposed to ever be there. He was a fluke.
Yeah, because he wasn't depressed.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought for some reason they said that Angel was the one that was in love or something. Sorry.
I think it said that Yuri was the one that was in love. Because she loved everybody, all of her friends so much. Is essentially what it boiled down to.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Fine.
I don't fucking know either.
Apparently the original programmer for everything fell in love with someone in the world, and then they left, so he went insane and became an NPC in the world. And then he's like, hey, female protag, you can change the world if you want and pick a different path and become God here. And she's like, I could do that, but I'm not gonna. So suddenly there's more love in the world and it's getting bigger and she's gonna shut down everything. And then to shut down everything, she just shoots all the computer monitors. Because that works. Except one. She's missed one PC that's going through the boot menus. And it's apparently done, and she realizes, like, oh, I can't stay here. I don't think there's any reason for me to stay here anymore. And she wants to pass on, and she has this whole flashback about her siblings, and she starts to cry because she's allergic to children. And then she wakes up in the infirm and sees everyone standing around her, and the episode ends. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's it.
So,
it's over.
I'm going to fill in a few gaps for Gamb here. I'm going to explain some of the things about the series that I didn't like as much, and some of the things that I really liked. So, big events that happened that you missed. I already mentioned them working together to make it so Angel wasn't student council president. The one that took over the student council president, once she wasn't it anymore is that kid with the hat that you compared to the Persona 4 character or whatever.
Okay.
They thought he was an NPC, but then it turns out he wasn't. And whenever he gets that power, he goes absolutely fucking apeshit with it and starts claiming that he is God. And then starts just, like, murdering people. Because, I mean, they come back to life, but he was basically just, like, ruling with an iron fist. And he was like, things are going to be done exactly how I want them to be done. You need to obey me. And then main character hugs him and is like, hey, buddy, it's okay. And then he's like, oh my god, it's the words I've always wanted to hear, because I wasn't accepted by my father.
Okay.
And then he's just a character, and it made me so mad, because I'm like, okay, first off, if he would have disappeared there, I would have been cool with it. I would have been like, okay, whatever. But then he just continues to be there, but on top of that, he's one of the last 5 characters. Like, he's in the final episode. The people that you see in the infirmary at the end of episode 12 are the only characters left at that point. They're the only ones who haven't moved on. So I'm like, why is he here? Like, what the fuck? I was so mad about it. He also has the power to hypnotize people, which I'm always just kind of like, on in shows.
Of course he does.
Yeah, and then you missed the Angel clone arc, which is, like I said, she cloned herself and they became evil, and then she had to, like, suck them back into herself, essentially. And then, just, like, the shadow monster thing. But there's a lot of really nice bits throughout of, like, people, like, the students, like, just getting to enjoy their lives. There's, like, an episode where the blue-haired one, Hinata, almost passes on, but then doesn't last second, because Yui tackles him. But that ends up leading to one of my favorite episodes, which is, Yui's, when main character's trying to get people to pass on, he picks Yui first because he thinks she'll be easy, but then finds out, like, really she wants to do, like, a million things before she passes on. And the last thing is she wants to get married, like, she wants to be in love, and Hinata, like, confesses to her, and it's, like, super sweet, and you find out, like, she had been hit by a car when she was young, so she was paralyzed, like, full body paralyzed, and she, like, felt really bad because her mom had to take care of her, and there's just a really nice bit at the end where it's, like, if her and Hinata would have known each other during their life, and how he would have fallen for her anyway, and it's really fucking sweet, and it's just really, they're so fucking cute. I love them. I wish that we get to see more of them, and I wish that Gamb would have got to see them, like, at all during this. But there's a lot of just, like, people accepting what it is, and then, main character realizes, like, that's what we need to do. It's not about staying here, it's about getting them to accept what's happening. And then the final episode, they have a little graduation, and they all, say their goodbyes, except for main character and Kanade, and he asks her to stay with him forever in this world to help other people move on when they get there, and she's like, no. And she's like, what I'm about to tell you is going to make me disappear. And you find out that her one regret was not getting to tell the person that extended her life thank you, and that whenever he died,
it was him.
She got his heart, so she got to live longer because of him. And then they emotionally hug, and he tells her how much he loves her and how he's fallen in love with her, and how they'll meet up again.
And they and then they both go.
She goes.
Disappears.
She goes first, and he's like crying, and then you get to see a little peek at the after, like at the reincarnation, and it's implied that they do find each other in their next life. So it's a nice little ribbon on top.
I know it probably isn't this, and I don't want to know what it actually is. But I like to imagine that's the sound that happens that it makes when they do
just
disappear.
gone.
It's just a
yeah.
Like, it's not just they're gone and there's no sound. It's like, it's just a...
Let's just re-edit the entire show so that happens.
Yeah.
That's my one thing that I've always wanted to do with like torrented movies and such. Take a movie that everyone wants to torrent and like put like a really weird edit in it, and then upload it as if it's official. As if it's like an official, completely fine movie.
That's kind of a great idea.
like re-upload Star Wars, but in one scene, change like one of the gun sounds to just be like pew 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 pew.
Yeah, that would be fantastic, actually.
Right.
But yeah, and there's a lot of background information that you don't get on characters that you get either through the manga or the visual novel. Both of them came after. This was an anime before anything else. And some of the background information you just never really get. Like, you never fully know how Angel dies. You never fully know Sheena. She's like the quiet one that stands in the corner. Like, you never fully know how she dies. There's like speculations. But yeah. So, good stuff.
What would you rate it, dear?
So, our rating system is based on how soon we would rewatch it. The big thing for me is I love this anime, but I don't think I'd want to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit torn as to what to rate it.
I never go by rewatch it. I'm gonna be real.
Like,
I just go off
like
general.
Not rewatch it, but like, would you want to watch it based on what you've seen today? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, we haven't seen these animes. I've seen this.
Except me.
And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know. I'm just a big question mark. What about you, Gamb?
I would really like you to say a number before I say mine.
How about we'll go in order. Deer will say theirs, I'll say mine, Gamb will say his.
I don't know what mine is! That's the problem!
Oh god, as soon as Deer figures out what the number is, Deer will just go and disappear from the podcast altogether.
Yep, I can't, I don't want to disappear. Spooky, you go.
I think this is slightly above average. I would give it like a 6, maybe a 7, somewhere right in there out of 10. Like, I think it's better than average, but I don't think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I liked the comedy in it. The comedic moments, I feel they did a really good job blending them and going over the top in a certain way that made it actually funny, but not so over the top that it became obnoxious. I kind of agree with Spooky in that the action scenes, like, I don't really... Like, I was kind of invested in it in the beginning, because it's like, okay, this is the first action scene, we're gonna figure out, like, the rules of how like, these fights are gonna work in this sort of world. Like, okay, he shoots Angel, Angel's fine, okay, so a single bullet doesn't hurt Angel other than blood. It's like, okay, Angel's got some sort of powers, and then, like, everyone was shooting at Angel with a bazooka, and I'll be honest, I completely checked out, and I do not remember the rest of that fight. Because, like, I was just like, okay, they're invulnerable, got it.
Yeah.
And it's like, the rest of this doesn't matter. And, like, some of the... I
Gamma
get
hated
that
it, basically.
I get that it's children going through this, trying to accept their death, and trying to desperately cling to life, but I don't really like this sort of situation.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, if I was in that situation, be like, oh, okay, I'll pass on then. Like,
yeah. But also...
It's the kind of thing to me where it's like, there's no...
Yeah.
Like, there's no argument against, like, passing on. Like, you're gonna be reincarnated. It doesn't mean, like, the next element of reincarnation is the final element of reincarnation, because, like, reincarnation isn't about... It isn't about the next life, it's about the cycle as a whole. So it's like, trying to fight reincarnation is like, I don't really... Like, again, it's like, I don't agree with the motivations of the characters, but it's like, you can chalk it up to, well, they're just children. But to me, it's like, yeah, that's why I don't like it.
But also, they're not just trying to cling to their lives. The point of their club, which I guess you didn't really get to see, is they're trying to defy God. They're basically like, God wasn't fair to us, so fuck him. We're gonna be us, and we're gonna like get the chance to love our lives, the life that we were not supposed to love. And then Yuri makes the good point in episode 12 where she's like, yeah, like, I can be reincarnated and I can be happy, but that won't be me. I'll be a new person with new memories and a new personality, and that's not me. And she basically just wants to, like, defy God in any way that she can. Throughout
they want to continue being them, very much so, which I don't know if you would be able to relate with that super hard, Gamb.
No, my thing with it is that, like, I understand that, but my point is, in the short term, that makes complete sense. Yeah. But the long term is, eventually, they're all going to succumb and realize that, hey, we just need to move on. Which is
that's the point of the show. Yeah, that's the point of the show.
That's the thing to me, is, like, I don't like that sort of thing, because I'm already at the end of that thought train. It's like, I don't like watching characters that... Because, I'll be honest, I would have absolutely hated this if the characters completely grated against me. Like, if they were annoying, stereotypical anime characters that I hated, I would have checked out and probably not written any notes, because I would have just gone, like, I cannot stand this. But, like, I don't like watching stories where it's like, characters slowly learn about a revelation of accepting their fate and then moving on. In this kind of context, because to me it's like the answer is just so obvious, and it's like the only sort of context that you would be in there is either if you don't understand what's going on, or you're a child learning it for the first time, and I don't really like children, so that's why for me this is like a 1 or a 2.
Okay, I'm going with like an 8 or a 9. I probably wouldn't watch it again anytime soon, because I think once was enough for me, but I love this anime. So.
That's fair. This is like literally the first one where it's like, there's 3 completely separate opinions on it, so that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I have a big aversion to a lot of anime. Because it's a lot of, not coming-of-age stories, because it's not even really coming-of-age. It's even earlier in the life cycle of, like, a child becoming a teenager, or just teenagers existing, type of stories that I'm not really on board with.
I guess for me, I can apply that to my life continuously, and it doesn't matter what they are to me. So that's just my side.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally get that. I think the characters are really relatable. I'm with you there, and I mean, I can apply a lot of it to me. Like I said, for me, if we could have separated the like battle shit and like the here's a bunch of clones of Angel that we have to fight and shit like that, with the emotional, like the more like emotional drama shit, I would have liked it a lot more. It's just
I'll be honest, I feel like if I had watched every episode, I probably would have been more invested in the emotional stuff, because I did see things in the characters that I liked. But the thing to me is, like, I don't want to watch the rest of it to get to like get that sort of emotional impact from it, because it's like, I kind of like the characters, but like the rest of the show, I'm not really on board with.
Right.
Like, I understand completely why Deer likes TK, and I like him for that reason too. Like, everything I've seen of him and what Deer was talking about, I love him for that. But like, I don't want to watch the story around it to get that information about that character.
Not that you even get it in the anime, you get it in the visual novel.
Yeah, you don't get much of TK in the anime, sadly.
Yeah.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
So, we'll is there anything else to say, Spooky?
The just the one last thing, just the one little cherry on top, I guess.
Was it the joke about the medical drama that I kept bringing up and you wanted me to remind you about?
It wasn't the medical
heartbeat?
drama. You were talking about the heartbeat in the intro. It's because Kanade got main
A heart
character's
transplant.
Yeah, it was a heart
Yeah.
transplant
Oh, okay.
that extended her life. So,
Yeah.
just a fun little tidbit.
That makes sense.
When you were like, oh, heart,
just-
I was like...
My favorite thing is that the side effect of that, without the knowledge of that's what it is, it really makes the intro look like this is going to be some sort of medical drama.
Yeah.
Like, if you just showed me the logo of Angel Beat that they have, I would have been like, okay, so this is something to do with a character in a hospital, maybe people in hospital passing on to the next life, like maybe there's an angel in a hospital or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not what it actually is. Yeah, anyway. Next time we're watching Cory in the House.
Yeah, so be here for
Hell
that.
And then That's So Raven after.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
It's the future I can see.
Oh, yeah.
It's so mysterious
Fuck off,
to me.
both of you.
I know, you see.
Oh no. Uh-huh.
It's a different side of me.
Could be so wonderful. Okay, anyway. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.